What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first time, well guys, consider subscribing. Anyway, today I'll be watching Maze Runner, The Death Crew, the last movie in this trilogy. So the last two movies, like the first one, the second one, and I have to say, I like the second one much better. Even though the first one was good too, none of the movies that came out, were bad too, like the first one, the second one. But I do like the second one much more than I like the first one. So I want to watch the third one to see if it's this is the last movie in this trilogy. So yeah, I want to see if it's going to conclude all these storylines, like to finish off what the first and second movie left off, like the storylines, just wrapping out everything. So according to the last movie how it ended, we see like this time Thomas and this gang, and they're no longer running away from I forgot the team, but they're no longer running away, but they are now going after them. So yeah, let's check out the dead cure. Oh, they finally catched up. Okay.
Transport 019, we got trouble on the rail line. Mile 23, send backup, send backup.
It's like an Avengers, or a helicopter or something like that, The way it is shaped, especially the first the Avengers movie. Wait, I think he's about to do the stunt that got him hurt. I remember correctly that he wasn't able to know. I think he got injured on his leg or something, but he couldn't get baking protection for months. So I think this is the part. Give to Jumbo Man. You need to get up, man, otherwise going to be left there. Mission successful. Stop shooting, man. You're not gonna hurt anything, man.
The element of surprise, none of which we have now.
Where did they get you the information?
Last time we went off half-cocked, I lost everything.
I was going by himself now. I knew that was what he's going to do.
Where do you think you're going then?
Where are we now? Oh no. It's baby Miss by himself this day. With all those creatures. No, I don't think he's by himself. I think the other people living there. Oh, a dude. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest. Oh, hit the brakes, Meg, for. Oh, come on. You must make it out there. But then get out and run. Definitely, because that's the only option they have now. Oh, what is he doing? What is he? Come on, leave it, just go. Okay.
I shot for you. Thanks.
Okay, you don't have enough bullets, just run, leave them alone, just go. Yeah, Maze Runners, you can run. Maybe will actually be able to make it out there. Okay. I don't see them getting out of this, but you know, the movie is just beginning, so they have to get out somehow.
I'm out! Shit.
Yeah, that's a futuristic city
Spent 3 years trapped behind walls trying to break out, and now we want to break back in.
there. Oh no, 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 no.
Hey, Greenie.
You know, the first thing I would want to do is punching,
Ellie?
punching, punching, punching. Of course, it's not brother. Punching, please. Yes! Yeah, he deserved that. He killed Jackie. He killed Jackie. He deserved that.
Stop. Stop. He killed Chuck. Yeah, I know.
Kind of had that coming.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Anybody else? Fry? Newt?
You know this guy? He was an old friend.
He was supposed to be dead and
How is this possible? We watched you die.
No, you left me to die.
yeah, because he deserved it.
Found you when we did, you'd be dead right now. What the hell are you doing here?
Okay, dude. How many people in this city?
You better get off these streets.
He was infected. That's why he was acting weirdly.
Why didn't you tell me?
Didn't think.
It sounds serious.
If I mention that I don't like Teresa, I don't like it at all.
I'm sorry, Teresa.
But it did not work. Still,
It's
you
not
know,
your fault.
seems like it worked, but you know, I
We
just
did
guess it was
everything we
what
could.
temporary. Go and cut your finger.
Right?
Good advice. Good advice.
All right.
I just feel like Thomas and Brenda are a better couple than Thomas and Teresa, you know. It just seems like they feel like a better couple. They have the chemistry, nice chemistry though. Oh, I think it's Thomas and this breathing.
Torture. Kill. Huh? When the hell does it stop?
It stops when we find a cure.
Oh, what if you don't find the cure? Just keep on killing people? Yeah.
Don't waste your breath, Teresa.
Shoot her.
Of course, it's not going to shoot it. I love him someone.
Shoot her.
Oh. Did you go shot?
Relax.
There's a neat explosion that doesn't, you know, cause a lot of.
We're out now! I said get your
Anyways, I'm supposed to print or something like that. You just throw that guy like a wrecking ball.
Is this real?
Yeah, this is real, buddy. But we're about to die, so let's make it relax. Yeah, you need to find a way to get out of there.
Maybe.
You know, they should make this glasses, you know, those ones they put in jail that they are unbreakable glasses was dangerous. Anyone can kill themselves with these. Seems like it.
Yeah.
But they if that they don't want to build them on the buildings.
Sure about this? Not really.
Oh. They survive, of course, obviously they will say that they're heroes. Okay. The other one. Who's seeking redemption? Of course, it's him.
Callie?
Yes, he's alive and he's annoying. Get it.
You guys are nuts.
What bus?
Oh, he doesn't know about the bus. No, what is missing from this scene is Vin Diesel. You know? What are they planning to do right now? They want to kill the bus. There's some crazy shit happening right now. I'll just drop them. Oh, Arab. Just put them down slowly. Maybe it's still drivable. Nope. Out of service. Oh, did you take noodles also? Yeah, this seat is no more.
Alright, no, we're almost there.
Admittedly, I've chose the guys, you know, I really like his correct. Run, Brenda, run! Before anyone of them dies, run. Oh. I still don't like it. But yeah, of course, we need to beat up the redemption that he's trying to. Then they will tend to go for, but yeah.
Missed you, little shit.
I wasn't aiming for you. Come on, he can make it. The boys survive. We're just gonna fall on them. Or at least when they jump into the plane, maybe the building will fall. Alright, we're gonna get crushed if we don't. Truth is, she could have run, she wanted to. She can still run right now in this may make it. There's no need for you to die. All the time that she wasted you standing there, she could have run it. But I don't feel sorry for you, boss. Didn't really care much about it. Bye-bye. Oh, there's no coming back from this one. If this happens for real,
And it all comes flooding back.
it does Newton.
Just the little things like the way the sun used to hit the glade at that perfect moment right before it slipped beneath the walls.
Okay guys, that was we almost around the death kill. As we saw the ending, this is the final. There's not going to be the further movie. Maybe they're going to make a sequel, but for this trilogy there's not going to be any movie at all. So what do you have to say about this movie? I'm a little conflicted. I mean, it's not a bad movie at all. It's not a bad ending, but it's not the greatest. I think their better ending they could have gone. And as far as I can tell, they did their best to make sure that they concluded all the stories. And I don't think it was necessary to kill off some characters, especially Newton. Yes, Newton. I think that's what his name is like. I don't think it was necessary to kill him. But Teresa, well, nah, I mean, the way she died was kind of stupid, you know. She could have just jumped in. She had the chance to jump into survive, but she just waited and watched it almost until, you know, the building collapsed. She could have jumped and survived. But either way, I didn't really like, she kind of had like a redemption story, but then again, she betrayed a lot of people. She made a lot of people die. A lot of people died because of it, because she betrayed them. So seeing her dying wasn't really, did not hurt me as much as it hurt Thomas. Like, we saw Thomas was love affairs, not love affairs, but So yeah, I was okay with it dying it all. Like, I was okay, but Newton dying, to really hurt me. It's like they could have saved him, but they did not have him enough time. They couldn't get the cure in time, so he ended up dying. So that's what I just think about this movie. It's like, okay, so one thing that I didn't find like necessary, or not necessary as such, but why wasn't it talked about it soon, was about Thomas, his blood. Like, they found out, like, yeah, Teresa found out that Thomas' blood can, somehow kill, instead of slow down the virus, it can kill it. So why wasn't that, like, why didn't they try to test him, like, after he got out the maze, like when they were checking it, like, we do remember, like, in the Scotch Trails, the second movie, we do see them testing Thomas and Teresa, the different parts. I don't know what they were doing, but they could have taken his blood and go and see if it is, if it can save people, but they didn't do that. That's like, that was a problem to me. They could have done that earlier, and maybe so many people wouldn't have died. And instead of, like, the way they were dealing with this situation, the wicked team, like, they were taking teenagers, and, and sort of like they were just like they were treating teenagers, or these people, like experiments, So instead of asking, like, those who want to contribute, can actually go, it would be much better, instead of forcing people. But because they were forcing people, they were sort of killing them, because they were alive, but they were sort of dead, because they were, they didn't do anything, they couldn't do anything, they were just alive but dead. So they're forcing them, but they should have said it, those who want to contribute can actually, go and contribute. Those who don't want it, it's your choice. But they forced them. So yeah, I just think that, the Thomas situation about his blood and the whole forcing people to do what they don't want, it was sort of why the wicked needed to go, why they needed to be destroyed. But this was more for, the entire franchise. But just this movie, what something that I found like odd, like, was it really necessary? I mean, yeah, these people received, like, just the 10 peoples. That was that team, the ones that were outside, like, they were fighting against the wicked, trying to get him to get, or trying to destroy them. Like, if they could do, if they knew the way in into the wicked, because it was blocked and all that, they knew a way in. So why all these years, or I don't know how much they spend outside they protesting against the wicked? Why not get in through, underground? Just go silent, one by one, loading your weapons, all day. Then one day just started shooting them. Why not do that? Why wait for Thomas? Why? I don't that he just, I don't know. It didn't really make sense. And the one thing, the sort of explanation that they had, like, is that they couldn't get in because, cameras and all that. But those cameras, they sort of wanted them, the computer, they wanted to, like, control and to, like, control the entire video, so that those people, who control these machine guns outside there, they can no longer control them, so that they can be able to go and explode, or, bomb out the main gate and get in. Like, that's what they wanted. That's the explanation they had. That they wanted Thomas and his crew to go and put some kind of virus thing in the computer. I don't know how it works, but they did that, and they, you know what happened in the movie. So I was just thinking that it was kind of, they knew a way in. Why not do it? Why not do that way? Why go that way? Maybe they were afraid. Yeah, so this movie, it has some weak points. I would say that for real. And one of the other things that I did not see in this movie that I really liked in the first and second one is that the first and second felt like more, they were leaning more on the horror side, the maze, the more sort of adventure kind of thing. That what I really liked about the first one and the second one, especially the second one. But the second one was more of an adventure. The first one was more of a maze, because they're trying to get out of the that maze. But if I have to choose between those two, I will say I will go with the second one, even though the first one was really good. But in this third movie, it was like there was none of that. We sort of get that in the first part, well, in the first 10, 10 minutes or 20, when they trying, or when they were trying to get, they actually did. The first scene, the car and the train chase, that. It was a great opening. It was a great one. Then the vampire started, like, that tunnel. So I'm just thinking, why? Why did they change so much? Why did they change the genre? Like, after that scene, we sort of go to the wicked, facility, and move. The movie was there. Only they did not move to sort of places. They did not go do like some kind of an adventure. It was just to get in, get kill them, and get out. I would have loved if they, instead of doing that, they would, instead of doing the way they did, they would just say like, yeah, this is what we do some research and all that, like, sure, the big people like that men and that women, the ones who are in charge of this place, we come sometimes and go, but this is not their main place, like the way they do. And they go there, then they look for Nino, then Nino's not there again. They thought he was there, but they do not find him. But Teresa would be there, right? So Teresa now has to help them go exactly where Nino is. So we sort of get like that adventure kind of feel, like they start going again with, and they explore, instead of exploring, they say some challenges on their way to the, like where Nino is actually located, you know and we get to see more of Teresa, trying, or maybe explaining herself more than what she did in the last movie. Maybe we can get some remorse for her, like, can actually feel something for her, because I do not feel anything for her. Like, she died, it's okay, because I don't care about her that much. So yeah, they could have gone that route. I would have loved more of that, you know. Then when they arrived there on that place, go some big fight or something, like how it ended. But I just think we need a more stuff like water, like, more zombies, more that creature from the first movie. It also, it sort of can make, they sort of used this, but it was more in, like, in a dream or sort of, I don't know, but in illusion for Nino, like that they were using. So I'm I'm a little bit disappointed by it, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe you guys loved this movie, but that's your take. Was when I watched this franchise, I knew it had some sense in it, like, but I wasn't expecting it to be more of it, like 100% leaning to sense. Maybe it is how it is written in the books, but yeah, not exactly what I wanted. I mean, we already have superheroes movies that are leaning into science a lot. So, those are franchises that are leaning into science. That we already have that. Miss Rana thought it was going to be something that, leaning in the, it's going to balance it out. It's not going to lean on the science too much. It will be there, but not too much. So I was a little bit disappointed. That was the whole, main storyline of this movie. Like, virus, signs, explosion. But this sort of gave me that scene, when they trying to, or when they took that bus, sort of gave me like Fast and Furious, just like, okay, this is too much, this is too much, but I sort of expected it, was, ah, I was, I actually like the scene, so, yeah, Fast and Furious vibes, check. So anyway, this is the final movie. There's not going to be a fourth one. Was the way they ended it, they sort of gave that. if they want to continue the Maze Runner, I don't know how many books that they both never read them, but I sort of see it as more as or more of as a spin-off, spin-off some for some characters, like Brenda or someone else, or maybe just a new generation, like people now, like you see that at the end there are a lot of kids there, maybe those people grow up then in that sort of adventure because they don't want to be on that place anymore, because I still think that there's still zombies out there, but they went on that place and to hide from zombies. So I do think that they are zombies. So in the for the movie, the spin-off I could see them like, this place is no longer safe anymore. So some kids, they left a lot of them, but no kids eventually they will grown up. Maybe they could be like Thomas' children or yeah, but sort of before I go on talking about the spin-off, I just want to mention that I was more into like the relationship with Thomas and like I was more into like instead of Thomas and Teresa, I was more into Thomas and Brenda. I thought it was there's something there that I actually liked between Thomas and Brenda. Like I would see them more. They were a much better couple than Thomas and Teresa. So yeah, I could have wanted that, but maybe they'll in the spin-off. Thomas and Teresa actually go together. Make some few children, and those children will be the ones who will be the main character spin-off. Maybe we could switch Thomas in the spin-off, but you've been out out. Maybe just helping them, or maybe just come here at the beginning and die or something like that. But the spin-off will to focus on the children trying to go out of this place, because it's no longer safe. And now you have to find somewhere to live, or now you have to find a permanent solution of just killing all the zombies, and now starting a new generation where zombies are no longer the virus, it's no longer alive, or no longer there. So I would like to see that they not lean too much into science too. We have to set up an adventure kind of maze runner thing. So yeah, that was how I would see the spin-off play out. Thomas children, or just some random children that got saved by Thomas. So Thomas and his crew. So yeah, they could go on a spin-off instead of a for the movie. I could see that happening, but I doubt that it will happen because these movies, I don't think the way that you go to the big box office like. If we have a spin-off, it means that they sort of made some profit, but I don't think it was a huge 800, or maybe even I don't think these movies like each one of them it reached like 600 or 700 million box office. So yeah, I doubt that they're going to do a spin-off. So I think both of them, like all of them, they made somewhere around 900 million or maybe 800, like all of three movies was, if I'm not mistaken, I think this movie made someone around near 400 million, 300 something, I don't know. But for them, I think there was a profit, which is good, but it was not huge. It sort of made me of the Hunger Games. I only watched the first movie of the Hunger Games. I liked it, but I haven't watched the second, third, or fourth movie. I sort of saw some clips of it, but it sort of seemed like the same situation with this movie. Of course, science, everything. But I think it's just going to lean more into science, to be honest. That's going to be sort of the same formula, just different way of doing it. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch the Hunger Games. Right now, I don't know. I might need to rewatch the first one in order to understand the second. Or I don't know how many movies are there. I think there are around 5 or 6 movies. But I think I might need to rewatch the first one to understand the story and continue it. So yeah, this is how I see the movie. The movie is it's an okay movie. It's a decent one. It's an okay final movie. Like all sort of got explanation. The character that I did not like died. So I'm sorry for the actors. She kind of annoyed me in the last movie of betraying her friends. She was never in my favorite. At first, when I saw in the first movie, I was actually, happy that there's going to be a girl in this maze because the only boys. But then when I got out, she started acting a little bit strange. It starting in the second movie, she started acting strange and strange and strange. I sort of started hating her, but then I didn't never liked her in the first movie, but the second one she just I never liked her. Then she betrayed them. Oh, she had to go. In this movie, she sort of tried to redemption herself, but it's there. Nah, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. But she died. That's a price for me. It's a plus for me. The only one I didn't want to die was Newton. I really liked him. He was a sweet kind of person. So that's my review of Maze Runner: The Death Queue. So things happened, but I'll give this movie a 6.5. A 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's good for this movie. So guys, comment down below, what do you think about this whole entire franchise? This final move, was it is good, or did you stand up to your expectations? Like, did you like it? And if so, comment down below. What are your thoughts about this movie, to be honest? And make sure to subscribe, like, and comment and share. Make sure you stay safe, guys. Bye bye.